In Boston, we're one of the very few cities in the entire country that have a city archaeologist. I think there's 5 or 6 of us in the entire country. We all do things very different from each other, but when it boils down to it, Boston figured out in the 80s, during the Big Dig, that there's a lot of stuff in the ground here. And working with the state, it became clear to the city that we needed an archaeologist on staff who could handle the stuff coming out of the ground, who could manage the collections once they got into storage like they are now behind me, but also could be kind of a public face of archaeology so that when things did come out of the ground, there was somebody there to address people about what was happening and how we are taking care of it and what we're going to do to make sure it's preserved. Back in the early 2000s, I was a volunteer for the previous city archaeologist, Ellen. I was looking for a thesis project to do at BU and found out there was a site, Boston Common, that hadn't been studied yet. And so I went ahead and did that as my senior project at BU. Fast forward 5 years from that, I was in grad school and the position opened up and I went after it, and as with every archaeologist in New England practically, and I was able to bring to it review projects, because that's part of my job, is to review projects, field experience, and I know both historic and Native American artifacts. So I was able to kind of say, if we find any site in Boston, I can handle it. Of the people that applied, I got chosen. So now I'm running the program and have my own volunteers, and I love it. I think the most exciting part about it for me is that you get to look at places that you're familiar with a totally different view.